Cricket, our national treasure? Or dying irrelevance? Bodyline, tactical genius? Or national disgrace? The 100, inspired innovation? Or misguided mistake? Join the cricket conversation with a subscription to the Cricketer magazine.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket's back.
Cricket is back.
Yes, cricket is indeed back. Welcome to the Quarantine Cup by the Cricketer. 11 counties doing battle over the course of a month. 28 matches played over the 5-5 format on the PS4. And it all starts right here with Sussex against Kent. Representing Sussex on day one, Tymal Mills at 27, the oldest in the pack. Plenty of experience on consoles during times in hotel rooms on the franchise circuit. He's been beaten by his wife at Cricket 19 in the build-up, however. Not the ideal pre-season as he looks to get Sussex's silverware push off to a steady start in April and May. Today he plays Imran Qayyum of Kent. Now Qayyum, the left-arm spinner at the age of 26, again one of the older in the group. He spent hours in the nets pre-season, but still only has mastered one shot. Experience then is not his friend. He's got lots of old school games in his background, but he'll be very rusty going to today's game. Let's get over to your commentators.
Welcome to the Quarantine Cup on the Cricketer.com. Adam Collins and Daniel Norcross for you here for the tournament opener between Sussex and Kent.
We'll just take a look at those teams. Sussex, the best short-form cricket team, you might say, in world cricket. Archer, Briggs, Jordan, Rashid Khan and a captain, Tymal Mills, who's on the controls. Imran Qayyum, captain for Kent, has very controversially left out Joe Denley, only playing for England 4 or 5 months ago. Now can't even get in the Kent team. It's a good-looking day out there, only an 11% chance of rain, which for Sydney is truly extraordinary. The captains are ready for the toss. Heino Kuhn, who looks a lot like BBC producer Tim Peach, with Tymal Mills. Coin goes up in the air, and it looks like Kuhn's won the toss. What's he going to do? He is going to put Sussex into bat. Well, that is a decision on what looks like a very good pitch. It's only going to get worse. You would think it can take spin here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. So Tymal Mills is going to get out there with Phil Salt and Luke Wright opening the batting. Kent, well, they've, as I say, that controversial non-selection of Joe Denley, that suggests that there's trouble in the camp, Colo, down in Kent. And it's, well, he's going to have to front up here. He's got Sean Dixon batting down at number 10. And, of course, he won't get to bat because 5 out, all out. Over to you.
Thank you, Daniel Norcross. As you say, the rules are simple. 5 out, all out. This is the first ball of the Quarantine Cup on the Cricketer.com, bowled by Harry Podmore, clipped into the onside nicely there by Phil Salt for a single. They might come back for a second. Off the mark, Sussex from the first ball into the onside, picking that ball up nicely.
That's a beautiful start, isn't it? You'd have to say it's a beautiful start from Tymal Mills on the controls there, and Phil Salt, who often has trouble against sort of slow medium bowlers, but Harry Podmore has just upped his pace, I'd say, over the close season, and this could be an intriguing matchup.
Phil Salt, of course, has gone for mega bucks in the 100. Whether he gets a chance to play in that tournament this year is yet to be seen, but he is playing in the Quarantine Cup. 5 overs aside, Podmore bowls here. Swing and a miss. The short ball is missed by Salt. Tried to slap it over the top of point. Didn't make contact. The umpires made the signal saying that's your one bouncer for the over. Go back and have another go.
86
2 without loss. A couple of balls gone.
86 miles an hour from Podmore. That's decent wheels.
He bowls again. Salt. Oh, he swings, and he's given out leg before, I think I'm right in saying. He is.
Oh, my
There
word.
you go. It looks full and straight. I have to say to the naked eye, there was no appeal. I'm like, get up and ask the umpire that one. He was swinging towards deep mid-wicket. I'm not sure why. I must have misread it out of the hand. Talk us through it, Daniel Norcross.
Well, there's absolutely no point in referring that. Phil Salt knows that. He's going to walk off disconsolate. He's aiming to hook that ball way out into the stands. And of course, hooking a full-length half volley on off stump often doesn't really work. Bat a long way from the ball, and look at that there. That is hitting, well, a third of the way up middle stump. Salt's got to go. Not a great start to his season, but it will bring to the crease Ravi Bopara, a man playing his very first match for Sussex. I know there'll be a lot of people out there who are very disoriented by this. The great journalist Tushin Ahantharajah, big fan, big stalker, of course, of Ravi Bopara. There is a restraining order out on him as we speak. But I think there's a lot of people out there who are just going to find this such an odd sight. Ravi Bopara in a Sussex shirt. How is he going to get on? A lot of pressure on him right now.
And who would have thought all the formats of the game, but he's turning out for the first time for Sussex at the SCG in a 5-over game. Tymal Mills behind the control. Wasn't as expected. He's facing his first ball here, playing into the onside. He'll take a single and get off the mark comfortably. Podmore does the work in his follow through. So it's 3 for 1, or 1 for 3 as you might see on the screen, because Cricket 19 is made in Australia. So the score is around the Antipodean way, which you'll have to get used to through the course of the tournament. I'll wax and wane between which way I say it, which will be complicated in single digits, but it'll even itself out as we go. Podmore bowls again. Lovely stroke there by Wright, is it not? It is indeed, by Luke Wright, out towards the boundary, and it's 4 runs.
Slightly concerning.
Good contact there.
Well, wonderful contact, but just take a look at the fielder out there at deep square leg, just forward of square leg. His shins just went straight through the boundary pad, and well, we might be seeing quite a lot of that, but it's a little bit alarming, to say the least.
Yeah, unorthodox, but it does advance Sussex to 7 for 1. 1 ball to come in this first over. Right, the veteran on strike. Podmore bowls over the wicket to him, pulling through the onside. 1 bounce into the hands of deep backwards.
Oh, they come back for a second, Collar. They come back for a second.
Oh, that's madness. Oh, that is madness. What is Luke Wright doing? He's given out run out. He's short of his ground by metres. And in the context of a game where it's 5 out, all out, 2 in the first over, Sussex, Daniel Norcross, in big trouble.
Well, I suspect that Ravi Bopara has sent Wright back there. He's not a man who likes a quick 2, isn't Ravi? And Luke Wright will have a rueful smile on his face. Of course, he's not playing a lot with Ravi Bopara. He's going to have to learn the hard way. 2 wickets down in the first over. Just to remind people, 5 out, all out. That is a problematic start from Sussex, you'd have to say. And in our notes here, I'll come to that after this ball.
It's a free hit, as that was a no ball. Podmore bowls to Evans, who goes bang. That is big. That has gone an awfully long way into the Clive Churchill stand. Have that. The first big one of the competition. 136 yards, if you don't mind, Norcross.
Laurie Evans, the player of the 2018 Vitality T20 Blast, and what form he's in. First ball of the season, and he has larruped that into a virtually empty Churchill stand, often empty at the SCG. They're not really into their cricket, as Matt Milnes comes in a bowl.
Bowls to Bopara. Bopara pulling through the onside. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, into the rope. Lovely shot, Ravi.
Yeah, so
after acquiring his first run into the onside, he's made much better contact there. Lovely timing. Watching the replay back here, hips don't lie. Look at the swivel on him.
Swivel ankles. A lot of people talk about Ravi Bopara's wrists, but it's his ankles that really get me going. I'm often waking up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night thinking of those delicate, lovely ankles, and you just saw them at the top of their game there. What a shot that was. He looks in good nick, doesn't he?
So 10 runs in 2 balls after losing those 2 wickets in the first over. 2 for 19 or 19 for 2, depending on where you went to school. Milnes just held the top of his mark. Bopara looking around, considering his options as a gully as the catching man. Still held.
Interesting position that, gully for Bopara. Not a bad one, I wouldn't have said.
So Milnes to Bopara in the swinging zone, but elects just to push it into the onside rather than giving it the full meat of the bat, if you like. 2 for 20 or 22.
Just a few words, by the way.
Strike back to Evans.
A couple of words on Tymal Mills. He's been playing a little bit of cricket 19, but got beaten by his wife in practice, which is an intriguing.
Milnes here to Bopara. Rather to Laurie Evans, I should say. Of course it's Laurie Evans. He's hit that even further. He's hit it down the dugout. Look at that. 6-6 to start his day. 130 yards on this occasion. Sussex are away.
That was in the slot. You cannot bowl it there to Laurie Evans. Everybody knows that's his favourite position, and that has gone, as you say, into the concrete. It's run away. It's going to be more stuffed up than if Cameron Bancroft was armed with a bag full of sandpaper. That's going to maybe make the ball swing a bit for Milnes. You never know. Maybe that was his plan all along.
So they have to fetch the ball from underneath the new Bradman stand. Only erected a couple of years ago. Milnes starting off with his long run again, bowls to Evans. Can he go 3 in a row? He won't. A more delicate push down the ground to mid-on. Takes the single on offer. Advancing Sussex to 27 for 2. A couple of balls to go in the second over.
Wickets certainly still a problem, but you've got to say Tymal Mills on the controls has really got it going. I mean, those sixes, 140 yards. That would normally go right out of the Sydney cricket ground, but not today.
A bit of mayonnaise on the yardage, I'd suggest there. Milnes bowls again. Another big strike of the ball. This time it might be Ravi Bopara. One bounce into the sight screen. Have a bit of that. Ravi getting into the act. 98 yards on this occasion.
Milnes has been taken apart here. Qayyum has said he's going to go either full or short. Well, at the moment he's just missing both legs.
So 3 sixes in the last 5 balls. Last ball of the second over. Beautiful shot from Bopara on the back foot, steering it behind point. 4 more. That's a huge over for Sussex. Both men well and truly away.
Well, that is a fantastic over for Sussex. You're spot on. And this time it's Ravi Bopara's forearm. Well, we've talked about his ankles, we've talked about his hips. He really is an all-round cricketer. That is just a little delicate forearm push off the front foot, and it just sped up his bat, didn't it? Now, here's an interesting moment. Imran Qayyum coming into the attack, bringing himself into the attack. Don't forget, he's left out Joe Denley, and he's got Sean Dixon as a non-bowling number 10.
Third over starts, 37 for 2, and I think that was that left?
No, it was
a swing and a miss.
It was a sort of attempted reverse drive over long off, which really did not work.
I get a bit of a handle on what that was from our vantage point, but what I do know is that Evans remains on strike. Qayyum bowls to him over the wicket with his orthodox, and he bowls him off stump, out of the ground. It pitched on leg stump, it turned just enough. He tried to heave him into the Bill O'Reilly stand unsuccessfully. He's bowled. Sussex are 3 for 37.
Terrific drift from Qayyum. We've been telling him he's under an awful lot of pressure here. And, if it doesn't come off, the Kent committee aren't going to be happy. There's rumours that there are problems in that Kent dressing room, and well, maybe that will silence him from Qayyum as Dolores just held back a touch, dips on Laurie Evans. He aimed for the wild Yahoo over deep mid-wicket, didn't quite get it, but brings in Stiaan van Zyl.
Stiaan van Zyl, the left-hander, will be facing the left-arm orthodox Imran Qayyum, the coach, you could say, or the manager of this Kent side. He faces his first ball here, Van Zyl, and pulls it into the onside. Can he beat the man at deep backward square? He can't. Just in front of the ladies stand, they take a single, he's off the mark. So 38 for 3, halfway through the third over.
So they go at this rate, that'd be 76, but they'd have been bowled out before then. So don't forget, 5 out, all out. Qayyum picks up another wicket here, and Sussex will be on the brink.
I was going to say, I wonder whether a more attacking field might be in order.
You'd have a slip in, wouldn't you? You'd have a slip. I think I'd have a slip with
Bopara.
Bopara.
With the spin. Bopara facing here, Qayyum. He pushes him through the onside again. He's played that stroke a few times. There's at least one. They come back for what ends up being a relatively easy second. The dive's put in by Bopara, more for aesthetics than anything else. 40 for 3. Or 2 balls to come in on this third over.
Who's going to come in next, though, for Sussex? They lose a 4th wicket. There are options. Be interested to see who Tymal Mills goes to.
Bopara already racing to 18. What will he do here? He'll go big! Can he clear mid-wicket? Of course he can! Into the Daily Messenger stand. Well, 113 yards. Ravi Bopara. His England career might be stalled, but playing like this in this format of the game, if Fives goes international, you'd have Bopara there. He faced again on 24, and he goes again. That's even bigger. That's huge. That's into the Victor Trumper stand. Whoa, Ravi Bopara. Bang, bang.
Well, that is absolutely classic Ravi, isn't it? 4 balls beautifully delivered in that over from Imran Qayyum, but the last 2 go for 6. And now Daniel Bell, censored, comes into the attack. We believe it's Daniel Bell Drummond, but the word Drummond in Australia is, well, it means something obviously really quite horrendous. And so they've had to take that out of this version of the game. We will know him as DVD. And this is the problem that Qayyum has got. He's got a part-time bowler coming on for the 4th over. He doesn't have the depth in that bowling attack. And there's a real opportunity here for Van Sale and for Ravi Bopara to get Sussex up to an impossible target. Anything over 65 towards 70, you'd think, would just be too much for Kent.
Painful for the manager, going for 2 sixes, last 2 balls of his over. Bell Drummond bowling to Van Zyl, swing and a miss. Trying to pull him into the ladies' stand, but no contact made. So a good start from Bell Drummond, a part-timer as you say, but pace off the ball might be the order of the day, given a couple have stuck in the pitch. Comes in again, over the wicket with his medium pace. Van Zyl, shorter, pulling, past square leg and out towards the rope. Lovely shot. 4 runs in front of the Bill O'Reilly stand. Van Zyl struck that well.
A fraction under 81 miles an hour, which I think is the fastest ball Daniel Bell Drummond has ever bowled. I was wondering if Haino Kun wouldn't stand up to the stumps to Bell Drummond.
That might be 81 mile an hour, might be faster than any ball that Harold Ladd would ever bowl. And here he is playing 5s cricket for Kent, Bell Drummond.
Cut the heresy, not having that.
I put this out the other day. I think Greg Blewett was a faster bowler than Harold Ladd.
Oh, Henry Moran of the
used to bowl.
BBC believes that.
Mid-130s, Greg Blewett, as we put pause in the game. 2 balls into the 4th over, so 10 to go for Sussex. What can Van Zyl do here? He makes room for himself. He slashes straight to the man at cover. He's gone. A big moment in this game. Van Zyl, after finding the rope on a couple of occasions, he's gone. But why I say it's a big moment is because 1 more wicket and Sussex will be dismissed short of their allotted 5 overs. It does change the dynamics slightly, Daniel Norcross.
Oh, Van Zyl is going to be absolutely furious with himself for that, because he knows his team. I would say he's got 4 or 5 more balls to play the situation, and there he's just leant back in a shot, tried to get it up over the infield and plinked it, bottom of the bat, easy as you like, gentle parabola straight to the fielder in the covers. And this is an astounding move. Tymal Mills has brought himself into bat ahead of Rashid Khan, ahead of Chris Jordan, ahead of Jofra Archer, ahead of Ben Brown, and ahead of Danny Briggs, but that's maybe not so surprising.
It's bold. Bell Drummond to Mills, the coach, and he defends. Oh, gee. I don't know about that. If you're sitting in the sheds and you're Slug Jordan and you're seeing your captain, your coach and your manager just defending the first ball of a 5s game back to the bowler, knocking on the head.
Do you know?
You're probably asking questions.
Maybe he's been sent out there to just stay with Bopara.
Mills facing Bell Drummond, and he pushes into the onside. That's better timing. Straight to the fielder at mid-wicket in front of the ladies' stand. They take a single. Mills is off the mark, giving a strike back to Bopara with 1 ball left in this 4th over.
I just wonder.
Or 57 for 4.
I wonder, Colo, if he's put himself in that situation because he knows that Jordan and Archer might just lose their heads, or Rashid Khan.
Bopara goes big, inside out over cover. Wow, that's the best shot of the day. Nearly into the scoreboard. It's huge. 141 yards inside out. Ravi Bopara, take a bow. He moves to 36, and Sussex with 1 over to go. They may only have 1 wicket in hand. With Bopara there, they're scoring heavily.
What a player he is, Bopara. He's played just all round the wicket in this innings. And don't forget, this is his first time in a Sussex shirt. That shot was something to die for, wasn't it? I mean, You've seen Owen Morgan do that left-handed against the slower bowlers, but Bell Drummond, who's getting up to a surprising 87 miles an hour on occasion, just to have the eyes, the hands. Wow, what a shot that is. And Alex Blake is going to be the 5th and final bowler for Kent. Still, though, one wicket goes down, and this innings will come to an end, and he's bowling to Mills.
Yeah, I wonder how Mills will play this. Will Mills try and give the strike back to Bopara? First ball here into the onside. He does just that. He's done it better than that, indeed. It's gone for 4.
Well,
so Mills' first ball of the over, you would have thought a single to backward square would have been sufficient, but a boundary better still. That's the best time shot we've seen of the day. That's scampered away for a boundary. So Mills, after elevating himself, is off the mark. Well, not off the mark. He moves to 5, and Sussex are 67 for 4.
Mohammed
will he now try and give the strike back? Azharuddin
wouldn't have played that any better. And I've got to say, I think Tymal Mills has got more runs in these 3 balls than he's got in the entirety of the last 2 seasons.
So 5 balls to go in the innings. Alex Blake's trusted to close it off here for Kent. Can he get some control here? It's short again. Swing and a miss from Mills. They run because it's deflected off his helmet, I fancy. They get the leg by on offer. So a good result to the extent that it does get Bopara back on strike. He's 36 from 9 balls. So that's a good outcome for Sussex.
Just take a look at this field. There's a bit of a field change here. Short leg has come in for Bopara, and one man back at long on. This could be full.
Blake to Bopara. It is full, and he beats him on the inside edge. Lovely bit of bowling. Again, bit of pace off the ball, only 78.8 miles an hour. And it's gone through the gap between bat and pad, trying to force through extra cover. Didn't make contact. So 2 good balls after conceding a boundary from the first of his over. Blake goes again. Bopara swings. Again, it's a leg by, so it's come, I think, off the thigh pad this time, out towards that man at, what would you call it, short mid-wicket. So they rotate the strike. Unfortunately for Sussex, it means that Bopara won't be on strike. They do advance their score by 1, however, to 69 for 4 with 2 balls to go. Mills on strike.
This has been good stuff from Blake in this last over, notwithstanding the first ball.
Bowls here to Mills, the captain. Reverse, Hoik, no contact, dot ball. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't pretty. I don't know what Tymal is doing there, either behind the controller or out in the middle, but it means he'll be facing the final ball of the innings. Blake's only conceded the boundary from the bat, a couple of leg byes. Can he finish it off? Charging in, last ball of the Sussex innings, and Mills swings and misses again.
They've got to run.
What a great completion. They haven't run, believe it or not, and indeed there's a big shout for caught behind. It's the end of the innings regardless. The ball's safely dead by this stage. They're going upstairs. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe later in the tournament they might benefit from the tiebreaker mechanism. Maybe it's most wickets. Maybe it's net run rate. We haven't really considered that, Norcross, but watching the replay back, what are we seeing on Edjo?
Nothing at all, but there must have been a noise. Everybody went up, but I don't think that's clipped the front pad. It doesn't look like there's anything. Well, there's nothing on Edjo, which is, of course, the Australian version of the snickometer. And well, I mean, it ought to make no difference. This is a hot spot, as you see him, his entire body in negative, which is slightly freakish. There's nothing to be seen on the inside edge of that bat. So Mills will survive, but you've got to wonder what he was doing off those last 2 balls. He's promoted himself up the order ahead of Rashid Khan. I could sort of see the point in trying to get Bopara back on strike, but I don't know how important it'll prove to be. 69 is a formidable total. They've got to go at 14 runs and over here, Kent, under the tutelage of Imran Qayyum, who's going to be feeling the pressure. He's got no Joe Denley. He does have Zach Crawley, Daniel Bell, Drummond, Heino Kuhn up the top of the order. Sam Billings, of course, could be crucial, but take a look at that scorecard. Ravi Bopara leading the way. 11 balls for his 36. What an innings.
Yeah, an unbeaten 36 from 11 balls. He only faced 2 deliveries in the final over. One of those were, 4 of those rather, were absorbed by Tymal Mills. He made 5 not given out on DRS to finish the innings. But you've got to say that it was a good little fight back there from Kent, just when they looked like they were going to drop their bundle completely.
Yeah, it was, but you've got to say that they also look a bowler light, don't they, out there at the moment. I wonder if we'll see changes for the next match. That's for the future, but look at this. Rashid Khan to bowl with the new ball first over. He's going to come around the wicket, which I like. I like that a lot, to Daniel Bell Drummond.
So Bell Drummond facing the first ball of this Kent reply. It's on the outside the off stump, and he attempts a reverse sweep, doesn't make contact. Now, the reverse sweep in the build-up to this game, Dan, we expected to see it from Kent.
Well, we did. Imran Qayyum has made it very clear it's the only shot he can play, which could make this quite a one-paced innings.
So Rashid Khan bowls again to Bell Drummond outside the leg stump, and another swing and a miss from an attempted reverse something or another. Hard to detect exactly what he was attempting to do, but it's 2 dot balls to begin, and they're after 70. That means the run rate immediately goes straight through the roof. Third ball, and it's another swing and a miss. Would you believe it? This time outside the off stump with a conventional attempted slap through the offside. Not what we're used to seeing from Bell Drummond.
Well, he's a genuine superstar, isn't he, Rashid Khan? But I'm not sure that that's the way to play him. You can see also he's only got 2 men out on the boundary. So Tymal Mills obviously looking to put an awful lot of pressure here on the Kent batsman. Say, look, you're going to hit it over my infield, and at the moment they're just not up to the task. But certainly Bell Drummond isn't. As every ball drips away, don't forget that run rate just gets higher and higher, up to nearly 3 a ball now.
So Rashid Khan to Bell Drummond, straight in the air. There could be an opportunity here for Kent, rather for Sussex, I should say. Running around is the man at mid-off, and he's taken him. Well, there we go. 3 dot balls. The pressure was built. The big swing from Bell Drummond. He didn't make contact. Rashid Khan has made the incision. It's done for 1 from 4 balls. Kent are in all sorts.
Well, that's just slid onto him, hasn't it? And Drummond hasn't got anything like enough on it. Probably the toe end of the bat. That fielder there, very, very sharp in scampering back 10 yards from the ring and taking a comfortable catch. Daniel Bell Drummond yet to score a run this season. Kent yet to score a run this season. They are in all sorts of trouble in the opening game of the Quarantine Cup. Can Sam Billings do anything about it? Coming back from a year blighted by injury, he could be just the man for it. But I'd be intrigued to know, do you just play out these 2 balls from Rashid Khan?
Rashid's going over the wicket to Billings, outside the off stump, and he swings and misses as well behind the pace of it. Don't know what he was expecting there. Billings batting in glasses as well, I note, through the monitor. Not sure that's a new addition to his repertoire.
Beaten for pace there, Zach Crawley, wasn't he?
Zach Crawley wasn't, sorry.
Yeah,
crossed previously.
They crossed, of course, yeah. Still no run.
Last ball of the Rashid over. The first of the Sussex reply. Oh, straight in the air. Is there a second opportunity? Crawley, will he be caught at long off? He will not. He's been put down by Evans, I think, down there. Oh, well, they do end up taking a couple of runs, so it's 2 for 1 at the end of the over. It should be 0 for 2.
Well, I wonder,
Dan, talk us through that.
I wonder how important that'll prove to be. We see a little bit of bunching there from Rashid Khan, tight to the stumps, 4 of those balls, but that delivery, I think it's actually Danny Briggs down there, the left arm throw coming in, but really they should be 2 for none. They're 1 for 2 instead, but Tymal Mills brings himself on straight away.
Can they continue the squeeze here, Sussex? Their captain and coach bowls. First ball faced by Sam Billings out towards mid-wicket, and he's caught! Billings has gone for a first ball duck. Bell Drummond, now Billings are gone, contributing nothing. Mills strikes first ball, the captain, the coach, the controller. They're well on their way to victory here. The run rate required goes through the roof. 2 wickets gone. They can't get the ball off the square, Norkie.
No, they absolutely can't. And I mean, this is what we've been talking about, Sussex's attack. It's just world class, isn't it? Rashid Khan, Tymal Mills. We still haven't seen Jofra Archer, Chris Jordan, Danny Briggs yet. And the Kent guys just can't get it off the square. I mean, in fairness, they've not had an awful lot of opportunity to train, but you don't want to get out to the first ball of the season. I once saw a guy at Surrey get out at 10:59 in the morning on the first day of the season when the match was due to start at 11. That was probably the worst indignity.
It's 2 for 2. Mills bowls. Zach Crawley playing correctly out towards mid-on.
Oh, what's this? Hang on. Buzzers.
Oh, there's overthrows and 4 of them. So they haven't been able to get the ball out of the circle conventionally yet, but they're aided by 4 overthrows. I'm not quite sure why the run out was attempted, considering Crawley was well back in his ground by that stage, but they'll take it. Anything at this stage, Kent.
It's Danny Briggs again. He's having an absolute shocker in the field. I don't know how important it's going to be, but when you've got a side by the throat, you just want to keep on applying that pressure. Mills will be furious.
Mills on the approach. His third ball over the wicket. Crawley pulling through mid-wicket. Has he got enough on it? He has to get it out towards the man at deep backward square, but not the boundary. Come back for it. Oh, no, run out. You're kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Zach Crawley running to the danger end.
Well,
gets 1 for his trouble, running on the arm. You can't do that in modern cricket. He's got to go. Kent reeling, 7 for 3.
Well, I'm
this
sorry.
could be over early.
This is absolute village from Qayyum and from Kent. I have no idea what they were thinking of going for that second run. We saw it in the first over of Sussex's innings, but that was, if anything, even more berserk. And don't forget, that's Crawley who's gone, the England man who looked in pretty good touch. And the only Kent player really to have timed the ball with any kind of fluency so far in this innings. And well, you can't really see a way back from there. Who's going to come in next, though? This could be crucial. I wonder if the captain's going to put himself up there and face the music. No, he's holding himself back. Alex Blake is going to be the new man, left-hander. But Tymal Mills with his tail up. Kent 7 for 3 in all sorts of bother.
So a wicket and a run out so far in this over. We're only halfway through it. Mills bowls here to the new man Blake, who drives through the offside. Can't beat the man at point. They elect to stay put. It's at 87 miles an hour, just working up through the register as he progresses through his over here. Mills, he goes again. And it's 63 from 20, Kent. We're in all sorts. Bowling here. He's driven correctly by Blake, but again straight to mid-off. That's not going to help their cause.
Well, this is fantastic bowling from Mills, and you're on a bit of a hiding to nothing. You know, you come in needing 3 runs a ball in the first match of the season. Blowing those cobwebs away isn't going to be easy. 1 ball left now in this over from Mills.
Mills to complete the second over for Sussex. It's a short ball.
Rapid.
That's also beaten Alex Blake. He tries to lift it somehow over the man at short, fine leg, I believe. But
now, wait a
hasn't
minute.
Made contact. Well, hang on.
Wait.
Is there a run out? Surely not.
Well.
Surely we haven't seen. Oh, dear.
Now,
We've already seen 1 run out in this over. It looks like the skipper's heel is back.
I would
So
say,
he'll be given
yeah,
not out.
I think he's fine, but you've got to ask the question, what on earth is he doing at the wicket? Imran Qayyum, he's come in against some ahead of what would surely be some preferable alternatives. He's going to have to face up to Jofra Archer off this ball.
That's not fun. So Imran Qayyum.
Feels like a mismatch to me.
Yeah, the coach, the manager, the jockey, if you like. He's facing Jofra Archer around the wicket. His first ball on a length. Swings, doesn't get much of it. It's 97.3 miles per hour. It was the effort ball from Jofra. A leg by added to the Kent total. They're 8 for 3 off 13 balls so far. They're in real strife. Archer now over the wicket to Blake. He bangs it in just short of a length. Straight in the air it goes. He's given it plenty though. Blake, has it gone the whole way? It has not. It's been dropped. A second drop catch in the outfield for Sussex. This could be game over. Had they held their chances. Archer sent that down at 98.1 miles an hour. Nearly the fastest ball ever bowled in Australia. We've only ever seen the 100-mile-an-hour barrier broken once in Australia, all the way back in 2015 by Mitchell Starc. He could threaten to do so, but that was a straightforward chance put down. Kent 10 for 3. Archer bowling heat. He approaches the crease again over the wicket to Blake. He delivers on leg stump. He gets a little bit more of it this time down towards the man at long off. He clears him on the bounce. It's 4. So what we saw from Sussex, Norkie, was that they were timing the ball well enough to hit the ball 140 yards. We haven't seen Kent clear the ropes once yet.
We haven't, but in fairness, that was a decently timed ball. You've just got to wonder what Briggs is doing. He was about 15 yards inside the boundary. He's dropped 2 catches. He's 15 yards in. If it just stayed on the line, that would have been an easy catch. Well, I say an easy catch. He's dropped 2 easy catches. Maybe he's just trying to avoid them. But Jofra Archer, Wisden Cricketer of the Year, that seems to have given him a bit of a boost.
14 for 3. Archer bowls here to Blake, who this time plays more conservatively, out towards extra cover. They'll take the single. They can't do this in singles. They need 56 off 15 balls, would you believe?
It's boundaries all the way, or they're out of this game. And with this small group format, you know, you can't afford to lose too many up top. And it looks to me that Kent are just going to limp to a humiliating defeat here.
No, just 5 teams in this group 2. Archer bowls again to the skipper, or should I say the coach.
He likes this. He likes this, does Archer. He likes
I'll tell you what, Jofra has... I just took it by the way he played it out behind square. It came off his pad. Well, there we go. We're seeing the review. My first instinct was that was an ambitious appeal, but so coming from around the wicket, it'll need to just about have been a full toss, I reckon. Talk us through it.
Well, it was full. I think that's going to hit him just, there we go, on the side of the pad.
Hello.
That looks very close. Now, whether the angle's going to take that past off stump, I don't know. But, well, you've got to assume that once that ball hits the pads, it's going straight on. I think that could well be hitting. And if so, that means that Kent will have lost their 4th wicket. We're just going to check hotspot. The bat's nowhere near the ball. This really is an unnecessary way. Look how far away that bat is. I mean, completely deceived by fear, I think, as much as anything else. Imran Qayyum. And
So as Archer got himself in the book, we're going to see the formal Hawkeye process shortly. He's bowled quickly. He's had a chance dropped off his bowling. The England international, as you say, Wisden Cricketer of the Year.
oh,
I'll
that
tell you
looks,
what,
that
that's
looks
got to be very out.
Oh, I'm amazed the umpire didn't give that first up. And actually, Archer took a while appealing it. When he eventually did get round to it, he implored, he imprecated the umpire, who said no, but they do have a review. Now, where has that hit him? Has it hit him in line? It has hit him in line, just in line. And it's going on, well, to deviate strangely back towards leg stump. I don't really mind that. Either way, that looked to me to be pretty much out. It's a 4th wicket down for Kent. And now it's simply a matter of when, not if, as the umpire raises his finger. Imran Qayyum, who has had a disastrous day, both on the controls and with his team selection, has got to walk disconsolately back to the pavilion with his side. Not so much in all sorts of bother. They're not so much drinking in the Last Chance Saloon as binge drinking in the Last Chance Saloon, with a bunch of shots all lined up, and they're taking one every 5 seconds at the minute.
So 1 ball to come in this 3rd over. Archer bowling and he bangs it in short. Pulled well though by the captain, Heino Kuhn, and pulled all the way for 6. At long last, we've seen some aggression, some effective aggression from the Canterbury boys. The captain striking that, would you believe, 133 yards into, looks like to me, the Churchill stand.
Well, I'd believe anything.
Stand even.
I'd believe anything at this stage. The ludicrously named Rawongle stand. You're absolutely right. But where has Heino Kuhn been, for heaven's sake? I mean, you know, I'm scratching my head. Kent supporters will be scratching their head. They've been looking forward to this for 7 months, and their team's letting them down.
So Danny Briggs, who could have finished this off in the field earlier, his first ball, left arm spin, straight in the air by Alex Blake. Will it be all over here? It will! Blake is caught at mid-off. Briggs gets the wicket. That's the 5th of the innings, which should mean it's game over, Daniel.
It is game over, and to lose by 47 runs, I mean, net run rate could become important, and if Qayyum can get his act together at some point, it may still be too little too late. That is an absolute shellacking. Tymal Mills must be thrilled, must be delighted with the way his team's performed, and with the way he's performed.
Look at that.
Oh, Ravi Bopara leading the way.
They've fallen. Well, look at that, 5 for 22. They're bowled out in 19 balls, of course, 5 out, all out. A higher score of Crawley and Blake, 7 apiece. Wickets for 4 of the 5 bowlers. Indeed, wickets for all the bowlers who were used, plus 1 run out. We didn't even need to see who the 5th bowler was for Sussex. What a dominant start. Bopara with the bat. Rashid Khan, what a great first over. They can split the difference for man of the match, but either way, Sussex going back to Hove tonight, flying back from Sydney, so it's a long flight for 1 game, but I'm sure they'll be happy for their trouble given the comprehensive victory in the opener here of the Quarantine Cup.
Just a couple of words there for Laurie Evans. He came in at a tricky time, and his side were 9 for 2. He smacked his first 2 balls for 140-yard sixes. I feel that changed the momentum of this game. Matt Milnes is over going for 22, but take a look at that Kent scorecard. 3 ducks, Daniel Bell-Drummond, Sam Billings and the hapless Imran Qayyum, all registering ducks, yet to score so far this season. A terrific start for Sussex. I thought they'd be the team to beat. Nothing I've seen today has changed my mind.
So going through the Group 2 mechanics, the next game that Sussex will play is against Surrey on the 18th of April, so 6 days from now. Kent's next fixture is also against Surrey on the 21st, so 3 days after that. This is Group 2, which also include Glamorgan and Leicestershire and the aforementioned Surrey. And tomorrow we have the Group 1 opener between Northants and Hampshire. That's 7 p.m. broadcast time on the cricketer.com on all the platforms. Of course, the Quarantine Cup, the only live cricket in the world right now. Daniel Norcross, it's been a pleasure.
It's been an absolute delight. Really looking forward to tomorrow's game. Ricardo Vashkorn-Shirwash of Northants and Mason Crane of Hants, the 2 most extravagantly named players in this tournament. Should be an absolute cracker. Until next time, from me, goodbye.
So victory for Sussex in their first game of the Quarantine Cup and for Tymal Mills, who's with me now, and it was quite an emphatic performance, Tymal. What do you make of your own display there?
Yeah, pleased with how the lads went about their business. We've been putting the work in pre-season, so good to get a win on the board first up.
Were you surprised at how well they went with the bat?
Yeah, very. We had a few practice games before the tournament, and quite frankly, the batting looked pretty shocking. But it was nice to see the boys step up come game time.
Bit of an aggressive mentality you seem to be sending your players out with when they went out to bat. Is that a good and fair assessment?
Yeah, very. We want to hit sixes every ball. Switch hits are encouraged, and hopefully we'll be going down the same path as we go through the tournament.
Quite an emphatic margin of victory in a 5-over game. Do you think that this is going to send a message to the rest of the field?
Yeah, potentially. Obviously, got some big names in the squad, so on paper we line up well. So as soon as you put in a good performance early on in the competition, it can hopefully send out a message to everybody else.
And finally, a quick note on the decision to send Tymal Mills in at 6. What was behind that?
Well, he's been looking good in the nets. He's been striking them really well. He's been underutilised probably throughout his whole career. So I thought we'd give him this competition as a real platform and a chance to shine.
Lovely job. Well, congratulations today, and best of luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thanks, mate.
So a defeat for Kent, quite a heavy defeat in their opening game. Imran, what do you make of what happened out there today?
Oh, I reckon the lads were a bit rusty. First game of the season, so it was never really going to be easy. We're just getting used to the conditions, and hopefully next game we'll bounce back.
Tymal went on, and Sussex and Tymal went on quite a rampage against you. Got 69. That must have sent shockwaves through the Kent side.
Well, it seems like Sussex had a decent pre-season, so it seems like they've got good practice in over the pre-season. But yeah, he went on a rampage, and he done quite well.
You did get a wicket with your digital self, which must have given you a bit of pleasure today.
You know, I thought my digital self wasn't any good when I was playing with my digital self before. But yeah, it's good to see myself get a wicket.
And what do you make of Tymal as an opponent? Do you think that he's one of the favourites to look out for?
No, it's too early. It's too early to say that. Obviously, he had a very good game, but let's see. I think obviously there's 10 other teams in Sussex, so and it's only the first game. There's a long group stage to go.
So the Quarantine Cup off and running, and Sussex going top of Group 2 with that victory over Kent. Tomorrow, the campaigns begin for Northamptonshire and Hampshire. That's live on the Cricketers YouTube channel and thecricketer.com from 7 o'clock. But for now, thanks to the commentators Adam Collins and Daniel Norcross, the players Tymal Mills and Imran Qayyum, and thank you all for watching. See you again tomorrow.